Hey guys, welcome to another episode in the deep playthrough of Gran Turismo 4. In the previous episode we did a test weather on the durability and the effects of tire degradation and the durability of racing medium tires. I think they are good for 4 or 5 laps. We did so to see if racing tires would make us more competitive to compete in this final professional event, the Gran Turismo World Championship. But it did not. We were like lapped and we were beaten like crazy, or I was. Then I noticed that this actually opened up because in the before last episodes, as an alternative to doing these that last professional events, that I don't have any money to buy a competitive car because they're all 1 million plus. I was doing these special condition events, like 1 lap races on several tracks. But then in the previous episode I noticed this opened up and I totally overlooked that before. So let's see what this is all about. Driving missions. Right, how many are there? Quite a lot, 34. And these are these 1 lap magics. I know this driving mission, this one you have to wait like 2 minutes before you can take off, because you have to wait for all the competitor cars to launch before you can start to catch up to them. Each time you fail on the Nürburgring, you have to wait for 2 minutes to have all the competitor cars take off first. But yeah, so there are a lot of 1 lap magics. But let's just start with a couple of these. So, the pass, Deep Forest. This is a mission for improving basic overtaking techniques. Venue is a deep forest track with 1 simple hairpin bend. Here we go. No more kidding around. So there really is a lot of content in this game. You not only have like special condition events, you also have driving missions. You have the license test center, you have the regular professional events and beginner events, and I don't know what comes after professional. I think extreme events. You have the 1 make brand races. Man, it's really chock full of races. Anyways, Deep Forest Raceway, the left corner just, this is really similar to, I would say, a license test. And lucky for me, I really like license tests, so I'm sure I will also enjoy these 1 lap or these mission events. So the left corner just after you come over the hill is a passing point. Brake so that you go through on the inside of the rival car. Be careful, because if you brake too late you won't be able to stick to the inside of the corner. Try to find the brake timing that is not too early and not too late. Let's do that. 250 point race, holy shit. Also a really fun little car to do it in. Nope, I braked too late, holy shit. I wonder whether I even need to brake, whether I cannot just only lift off and get through it. I don't want to use this other car as a bumper car to cheat my way through it. But yeah, it wasn't the cleanest, but it did work, I would say. Right, that was a super funny event I found. $1,000. Whoever doesn't appreciate the little things isn't worth the bigger things. Let's really look at 1 second these cars from the outside. 18 horsepower. Serious business. really funny that you indeed have to shift down to be able to take that last hill. Right, the pass, Grand Valley. This is an introduction to race techniques where you practice driving the new BMW 3 Series. Brake late and pass smoothly through the inside of the rival car. This is the approach to the right hand bend after the gentle left corner, which is the only chance for overtaking. The Grand Valley Speedway, I really have to refresh my mind. Where the hell was this? Point the car at the inside of the corner and brake while heading for the inside of the rival car. Ah, I remember. This bridge says it all. Or does it? No, this is a different one, I think. I'm still mixing up the tracks a bit in my mind. If you take a straighter braking line, you can brake later than the rival car. Alright, quite aggressive sound for a little 3 Series. Sounds more like a rotary engine. Yeah, sorry, you bumped me as well, guy. Alright. Very nice. Let's quickly, very quickly, watch a fraction of the replay just to see how these BMWs look from the outside. Yeah, I don't really like this 3 Series, to be honest. And what are the types? 330i. Alright. Well, I guess that would be 6-cylinder inline. Alright, the pass Côte d'Azur time. Braking correctly to take the inside of the rival cars on this street circuit. This is an overtaking mission with tight blind corners to contend with. But a pretty cool car, I think, the Alfa Romeo, what is it, Giulia? There is a tight right turn after the long downhill. No, that's, where the hell are we? Ah, okay, that's past the casino, I think. Since this is a small corner, if you are going too fast you won't make it, so be careful. Brakes are harder to apply while going downhill and there is a higher risk of oversteer. Holy shit, these cars do oversteer indeed. Alright, here we go. Inside corner. Yeah, I didn't do that fair and square. But yeah, I will consider this an honest mistake. So this is a Giulia Sprint. Really like that car. Yeah. What can you say? Is it worth redoing it because I bumped into the car? No, there will be enough tests where I will prove to be a somewhat decent driver, or at least not bumping cars off track. Or on the other hand, why not? Let's try to do it without bumping into it, into the competitor. It's not that hard, I hope. And it's also, the competitors also bump into me, by the way. And now he's bumping into me. So I find this good enough. Good enough for me. This is the only thing I find annoying is these credits thing. It takes too much time and presses. Let's quickly see how this looks. Pretty damn cool. I think that maybe Julia Sprint, I'm not sure, but it has like this letterbox, how do you call it, the engine cover, the hood. There's like this little gap between the cover and the front of the car. I think that is, it could be called the letterbox alpha or something. I think there's one with has a nickname like that. I'm not sure whether it's this one. I know that somebody I knew a long time ago had one and it was called the Letterbox Alpha or something. Very similar model. I'm not sure whether it's the exact same type as the GTA 1600. But anywho, that's probably for a little bit more engine breathing to have that letterbox. That gap in between the hood and the front of the car. The pass, Seattle, overtake cleanly on the Seattle circuit with its long straight and one sharp bend. This mission captures the essence of how to effectively brake hard from high speeds. Doesn't sound too complex. The 180-degree right corner after the long straight is a passing point. As the road surface on the city streets is particularly flat and not banked towards the outside of the corner, it is essential that you do not brake too late, the deciding factor for winning in this mission. Alright, because otherwise you will slide out probably. Alright, I had the very brief moment of delayed throttle, full throttle, but it was enough anyways. Alright, so these mission events are like super easy, but I'm sure the really hard ones will not wait, will not take too long before they present themselves. Alright, the pass, high speed ring, another overtaking mission. This is practice for putting together a series of maneuvers right from the first corner. Right, first race through the left-hand banked corner. First race through the left-hand banked corner. Aim to pass the rival car at the first right of the following S-bend. Ah, high-speed ring. This is also a track I like, I recognize. With also a bridge and a little tunnel. Aim to pass the rival car at the first right of the following S-bend by braking correctly. Be careful not to brake too late or you will drift outwards and you will be overtaken on the following bends. Shit, I should have started steering in earlier. Right, we need to brake later than he does. Oh, I'm screwing it up. And again, I'm not taking the correct line here. Fuck me, it's a really long corner. It seems to get even tighter at the end. So you really have to steer in late, but not too late, of course, towards the apex. I'm just gonna follow the other car. Alright, I just do a little bit of a lift off. Man, I don't even need to wait for that right-hander. I can just take him over here. Oops, sorry. I'm not really bumping him off track. It was a really gentle nudge. Right. In the pockets. In the pockets. Alright, the pass, Tsukuba. This overtaking mission uses the most difficult part of the Tsukuba circuit from Dunlop corner to the second hairpin. I don't find that part. Ah, okay, that's the middle hairpin. I guess, yeah, that one can be a bit tricky, a bit understeery. No. This is the final hairpin, but that's the third hairpin, right? You have first a hairpin, right-hander, after start finish, which I consider to be a hairpin. This one that you see on screen now. Or is this the last one? I don't know, that's... no, this is the last corner. Here, but this is start finish, and then you have the first corner after start finish. Hopefully it will be in the background. Yeah, I assume that is... that's not this one. Anywho, I would say there are 3 hairpins in Tsukuba, not 2. So the one we are tackling, I think, is the third, not the second. This is an overtaking mission where you will have to maintain a continuous driving rhythm through the tough part of Tsukuba circuits. First decide on the best way to come out of Dunlop corner and then continue through the high speeds ATR and brake into the right hairpin. Be careful not to move too far towards the outside of the corner. me. That first corner I think is the most important one. Yeah, I already lost it about now, I think. Yeah, it's all about that first corner. How the hell? I wanted to say, how the hell can I make up that distance? But it is possible. If you don't screw it up in the first corner. This is actually a pretty tough one, I would say. Now we're closer on its heels. That was my bad. God damn it. You also don't want to use him as a bumper card. It just feels like cheating. So I can get through there full throttle. God damn it, I can get on the gas earlier, but then he does. Alright. Was a bit of contact, but it should be enough. I don't really see there's a way to do this without a bit of contact in such a tight corner. Right, the pass, midfield raceway. For this overtaking mission you are driving the new Golf GTI. Practice your skill with a series of maneuvers up to the corner where you overtake your opponents. Final hairpin, first tunnel. It's really funny, it also really says where the on the track section the test takes place. Like this is the whole Côte d'Azur, this is the first corner, Deep Forest, first corner, Seattle, Dunlop Bridge. We are now going to do the final hairpin on Midfield Raceway. And again, Midfield Raceway, I'm sure and I did drive it, but do I recognize it by heads? Not really, yeah, I do recognize this one. I had a really hard time winning a race here. In, I think, the Supra against a Tommy Kaira, which came in, was 5 laps. In the first few laps it was stuck behind the other AI, and then once it got to second place it really catched up super quickly. I think this is that track. Quite a tricky track, I find. Close the gap in the first long sweeping left corner after exiting the tunnel. After, so where is the, that's the tunnel, then you go right. Yeah, I really don't recognize it, to be honest. At least if I look at the map, where is the tunnel? Alright, whatever. As you exit the corner, then pick up speed as you close the gap in the first long sweeping left corner after exiting the tunnel, then pick up speed as you exit the corner. After the next gentle... Sorry, I'm just distracted by the background. Where... Yeah, this is what I do recognize it from the background shots. But I just don't see where we are on the track. If I look at the little track section, the map on screen, I do think I more or less know where we are now. No, I don't. Alright, whatever. Then pick up speed as you exit the corner after the next gentle right. Where is a gentle right? Here, this is what I mean. These are such... Yeah, okay, I think it's all at the back end there, the top part of the map to the left. Sometimes these descriptions are a bit confusing. After the next gentle right, you can gain some distance taking a straight line as you are braking towards the inside of the tight left-hand corner. Alright, but it says after exiting the tunnel. So where is that tunnel? Ah, here is the tunnel indeed. This is, we also had, I think, a license test or something here. It was pretty tricky, that last corner. Nope. He's bumping into me, I'm not bumping into him. This corner can be quite tricky, at least it was in that test. Quite easy to have the car spin out there, because you're not really braking, you're like approaching the corner at an angle, so and you don't want to brake too hard while you are steering, because that will unsettle the car. You really want to brake in a straight line, so to say, which is can be done there, but it's quite tricky, or a bit trickier than yeah, just a straight part of the track. You have to maybe let go of the brake 1 second to settle the car and then continue braking. The pass, Trial Mountain. This mission is set in the first half section of Trial Mountain with a severe undulating section and continuous high-speed S-bends. Is this where the super annoying Nissan Skyline license test was? I think it was IB12 or IB13 or IA. It was super annoying. I'm not sure whether that is here. It does look a little bit like it with all the rocks. Yeah, that was over here. Anyways, it is, by the way, a very cool circuit, I find, or track. Running through the high-speed S section with a smooth driving rhythm, the left corner leading to the tunnel becomes a passing point. The best strategy is to take the inside of your opponent as the road begins to climb. Be careful not to lose too much speed here, or the other car could regain the lead upon exiting the corner. Alright, so now we're only doing the tunnel section. Fine. Because only the section afterwards is hard. And we're only doing the first tunnel, by the way, not the second tunnel. I think indeed over here often the AI is not that fast. Yeah, he's bumping into me, screw him. Good enough for me. That was actually a 350Z Gran Turismo limited edition. Pretty cool. That was. Did they make a Gran Turismo Z or a 350Z Gran Turismo edition? Let's quickly Google that. Make it a learning moment. 350Z Gran Turismo limited edition. Yes, I think it exists. It's a road car produced by Nissan. It appears in GT4, PSP and 5. It's either yellow or black. Alright, but it doesn't say anything about the real life GT edition. The following year saw the introduction of a convertible version. Things got more interesting with the 35th anniversary model that upped the V6 power to 296. In collaboration with Gran Turismo 4, a limited edition model also appeared on the scene in Europe. Unless any other Nissan-based 350Z model, unlike any other Nissan-based 350Z model, it doesn't have a Fairlady Z counterpart. A similar case is for the Nissan Fairlady Z08, where it doesn't have a 370Z counterpart apart from the GT Academy. Alright, what the hell is the difference between 350 and Fairlady? That's just regional naming probably, I guess. But let's see what the car does in real life. Only 176 examples of the GT Tribute model were produced. Does that make this set worthy of collector status? Only occasionally do we see the real and virtual automotive worlds cross over, though, which is disappointing for PH self-appointed video game experts. One moment. They teamed up with Nissan, which was busy celebrating the 35th birthday of the 350Z, to launch a small batch of anniversary edition cars with a copy of the game and a PlayStation 2 to play it on. Best of all, you could access the GT4 edition in-game, so you can crash to your heart's content on the Nordschleifer without writing it off in the process. Visually, there wasn't a huge difference between the standard 350Z and the GT4 car. A new color was released, Ultra Yellow, which a Nissan press release described as eyeball-wrenching. Hard to argue with that. If you didn't fancy having your eyes violently stretched out of their sockets, a tamer Curo Black was also offered. Each car was adorned with a Gran Turismo 4 logo on the dashboard, along with the build number out of the 176 strong production run. And if you had an extra $24.95 burning a hole in your pocket at the time, Nissan would bung on a Nismo body kit designed in partnership with the GT creators. Well, not an all-out homage. GT4 edition 2500 premium over the standard was pretty decent value at the time, but is it enough to be considered collector? certainly wanted to see if that would be the case. It's only covered 555 miles over the past 18 years, that specific car that the article is about. The 30k asking price also gauges whether or not the GT4 edition is ready to join the ranks of skyrocketing. But like finding a video game still in its original packaging, there's surely a collector out there waiting for an example just like this. Just don't expect to find a brand new PS2 and copy of GT4 in the boot. Alright, so yeah, nothing too special. I was just curious. Sorry for that really long sidestep. And we have 10 minutes left, 9.5 to be more exact. Let's see if we can do 2 more. The pass, Motegi Oval. This overtaking mission takes place on the famous steep downhill straight at Twin Ring Motegi. This is a braking battle between evenly matched high performance GT class cars. The right corner after the steep downhill straight is an ideal passing point, although it is important to find the appropriate timing for braking in order to move to the inside. Be mindful of taking a smooth line coming out of the corner, one that uses the full width of the course after you pass your rival. Yes, unless your rival is still to the left of you. Alright, pretty cool. First time I'm driving against that amazingly cool NSX. Right, quite a lot of damn it. Quite a lot of force feedback on the straights. Just like I had in Le Mans, I really had to dial it down because it was hard to keep the car level. Alright, so fuck it. Why? I don't understand. I'm not braking any later than that other car, but I'm overshooting the corner. Alright, I'm just braking after the 100 meter. Alright, I really had to brake earlier than the other one. Because the other one, I only saw the braking lights turn on after the 100 meter mark. So I'm not sure what that was all about. We're like similar cars. Here. So it passes to 100 meter, now it brakes. I really had to brake earlier, it seemed. Anyways, let's look at it from the outside as well. It's pretty epic, these two cars. I really like the older NSXs. Pretty epic. The Takata is cool, but I like the mobile one as well, the white one. Alright, these tests are easy enough. Except the, what was it, the previous one that I was struggling a bit with. Which one was that? I don't even remember. I think there was one I had a bit of trouble with. Maybe this Tsukuba one? This one was pretty easy, right? Man, I don't even remember. I'm such an idiot. Yes, this one was super easy. I thought I very recently had one that was a bit more challenging, but that was probably the one at Tsukuba in the Mazda, indeed. Yeah, that was it. because this one also was not that hard. And the one before that is the Tsukuba Mazda one. This one. But for the rest they're really doable. The pass, Sart 1. This is a continuous overtaking mission using the famous Yuna-Dier Strait, 2 chicanes, and the Mulsanne corner from the famous Circuit de la Sarthe. Alright, but that will take quite a long time. If we are in relatively slow cars, we have to do the whole Mulsanne Strait. At least assuming the Mulsanne Strait, yeah, that's the long straight. And I probably will have to dial down my force feedback again, but let's just test it out one time first. This is an overtaking mission where you need to pass 3 cars in succession at 3 locations. The first right to... now it has chicanes. In the previous test, I think it was the graduation test of IA license, there were no chicanes. It was pretty epic. We reached like 376 kilometers an hour. But here, this is the chicane variant. The first right to left chicane that appears after the straight. The second left to right chicane. And the right hand bend after the final straight. Alright, here we go. Yeah, this will be a long test. Man, I really feel like I'm sitting super high up, which makes sense. We're not driving a sports car. I think this is a Renault Espace. Right, and what did it say? Was it right, left or left, right, the first one? Don't even remember. I think right, left. Yes. Nope, didn't do that well at all. So this is quite an annoying test because you just have to figure out the optimal braking point for this car and track combination. But each time it takes you like, I don't know, 30 seconds to get to that first corner. And then you have to do that for 2 other corners as well, which are even later in the run. So you can only start practicing after 45 seconds or something. And the description said that I was supposed to overtake a car already in that chicane. Yeah, I apparently totally failed that one. But I can just overtake them on the straight, right? Somehow I'm quicker. Even though I'm pretty sure I'm in the exact same car. Right there we have... I wonder if you go off track in these driving missions, just like in, or you bump the guardrails, whether you are disqualified just like in license tests. And I also wonder whether I have enough room to catch up to this guy before the finish line. Alright, it wasn't the cleanest, but it's good enough for me. It's called a Renault Avanti. I thought it was an Espace. Maybe that was the previous generation of that family carrier model. Alright, let's do one more in this episode. Or maybe two if that really concludes all the easy ones. I think there are 34, 36 ones. Yeah, so we did all the easy ones now. DMC DeLorean S2. Ah, these were all the driving missions. Oh, there were more, right? Driving missions. So what's this? These are also driving missions. So what's the difference? Ah, this is all IB. This is IA. And then I assume there will also be super license. No, we can take the rest. We can do the rest all with the IA license. 3-lap battle. Holy shit. Alright, looking forward. We will, I think this is a good moment to end the episode because we are in between the categories B and IA in the mission events. Let's start with that opera battle in the next episode. I don't really know the track that well, but yeah, we have 3-lap battle, so there should be more than enough time to get to know it. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Holy shit, I also remember one test in Seattle which was crazy hard from like 19 years ago. Hopefully it's not this one. Anyways guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you on the next one. And for the meantime, do not forget always to keep on gaming. See you later.